All right, here we are, Molly Lowe and Jen Carpenter, the Sweet and Sassy Show. We just had a great little conversation, kind of recapping some recent events, in addition to the fact that my kids are home from school again because of the cold today. So, today we're talking about shifting from the corporate mindset to the entrepreneurship, entrepreneur mentality. And so, figuring out how to navigate your business while your kids are home from school unexpected on multiple occasions in the past week goes right along with what we're talking about. Molly will do a brief introduction. I'll introduce myself again, and then we'll take it from there.
Yes, hello everyone. Hello again, Molly, mom of three. Mom of three, in which my kids are not home today. They were last week. They were there 2 snow days in 1 week, which is so unusual for our school district. Never happens, and here we are, right? And so then they had MLK Day off yesterday, and we're really fingers crossed wanting today off too, but they're at school. So, yes, business coach here, and super excited to continue having these conversations because number one, Jen and I love it. We're really good at it. And I know that you guys are going to glean a lot of inspiration from it.
Excellent. Happy to be on this journey with you, Molly. It has been super fun. I really enjoy where the conversations go. I'm Jen Carpenter. My newest venture is in the world of what I call mind flow coaching. I'm offering a once a month educational event coming up starting in February, no cost. And then also launching an accountability mind flow group that is a paid group once a week to keep our minds in check, and also one to one coaching. Otherwise, I work with business owners to help them save money on legal costs and be able to show their employees they really care about them by offering other benefits to help them deal with the challenges in life, having to do with legal and identity protection. So, employee benefits to help employees deal with the craziness in the world today. All right, so I'm going to start this off with kind of what we were just talking about a little bit. One of the things when you, and I, by the way, I'm still 25 hours a week, but I did leave the corporate world. I come from a physical therapy realm, and I am down to just a couple months ago, 25 hours a week, part time, but I do work for a private practice, small business owner, like the people I serve. So I'm not quite out of that world yet, but I've been in entrepreneurship coming up in February for 4 years. So this is a journey that I didn't really know would take me to where I am today. Um, I worked with my business coach in the fall of 22 at this point. Yes, that is correct. Fall of 22, which is pretty wild. And I still have a very close relationship with him. One of the things that he teaches most about, well, actually, I'll go to this. Everybody needs you. Everybody needs to hire you. Everybody has money to hire you. And everybody needs your services. That sort of mentality, I guess, going into a business meeting, keeping that in your mind behind everything that you do. So maybe not everybody's going to be your client per se, but going into what you're doing with intention, that everybody needs your services and they can afford you. People say they don't have money. They can afford services and things that they want. My sister just told me today is another personal related thing. We have to put a deposit down for our vacation in August. And I know, to be honest, lately that she spent money on other things, but she's telling me she doesn't have money right now for the deposit. Now, there's a bunch of factors that go into this, so I do understand. But when it comes down to it, if you could buy beer and cigarettes, you probably could, buy something else. So people have money for whatever they might need. So having that sort of mentality, I wanted to know more about kind of what you teach your clients along those lines, before we go into our next topic. So tell me a little bit about kind of the mentality you teach with your clients as a coach or your
Yes,
experiences as well.
I love this topic. Now, the two things that stick out to me, number one is exactly what you said, which I think it's important for you to be fully convicted, right? I was just doing this LinkedIn Live, I think it was last week, where I talked about what does that actually mean to be fully convicted. And in the short and sweet, it's you saying, like, I have something to offer. I am really good at what I do. And guess what? I can help you if this is what you need from me, right? And when you can show up fully convicted, whether or not that person actually thought they needed you, they're going to start thinking, oh my gosh, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I actually do need that. Yeah. People work with you, they select you as a coach as a service provider when you can show them possibility, and when you can be a leader, when you're confident, when your mentality first and foremost can say, yeah, I live in an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset, and this is what I'm going to be able to help you to do as well. It's creating possibility and hope for people, right? So full conviction is the first thing. And then the second thing that I think of is, I say to my clients all the time, your job is to never ever dismiss or disqualify
Yes.
somebody,
Yes.
especially financially, right?
Yes.
Who's to say that this person, may be unemployed, right? Because as a business coach for career coaches, somebody may be unemployed. Doesn't mean that they don't have the money to invest in your service. What if they're a trust fund baby? You don't know that. What if their spouse is making really good money?
Yeah.
You don't know that. Why would you assume right off the bat that just because they're unemployed, oh no, I don't want to talk to them, probably shouldn't talk to them because they don't have the money to invest, right? So that's what I would say on those two fronts.
Yes, and I agree too. You don't want to disqualify anybody before or make the decision for them is the other way that it was taught to me. And being confident for them when you are speaking to someone in a meeting. The fact that people are get nervous about making decisions, making buying decisions. So something we have always talked about is being confident for the person you're speaking to, in the fact that you're confident in what you offer, confident in your pricing, confident in the quality of work that you do. We probably have other days that we talk about the abundance versus scarcity mindset and what I was lacking too, as I've mentioned before, was confidence, but you have to have courage before you have confidence. So I slowly gained that the more and more I just kept taking action and believing in myself. And, so that has been one of the biggest shifts I had to take in the very beginning was having the courage to step into a meeting with confidence and slowly gain that confidence back over time. I didn't know that I had lost it because of the things I had been through in my life, and I didn't know that I was living in that scarcity mindset and victim mentality. I talk about this quite a bit because it was so new to me, not even just a couple years ago. So the journey continues, and that little bits of it continue to creep in more frequently than I'd like at times. But that's where you have to shift back and believe in yourself and know that you have a ton of value to offer and yeah, to have that confidence, keep slowly gaining confidence. So for people that are newer to the game like me, maybe not as far into the journey as Molly, that's something that has really stood out for me that is a constant reminder to step back into. So I'll go back with the next topic, which has to do, we were talking about a couple different networking events, one including polarizing networking, my event with Sajad, and another event that Molly attended otherwise. And we ended up talking about feminine and masculine energy. So we got into this, so we'll keep going with it. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable kind of goes with what I just brought up a second ago as well. Doing things you're afraid to do. I didn't really feel, I still don't feel super confident when I have a, flat out, you have to read this pitch sort of thing. I have to flow naturally. So I didn't want to, go about, the way that I was going about my business meetings, doing recordings like this. I still have some videos batched that I haven't quite released yet for social media content. I stayed away from those things for a long time. So doing the things that you know that you're afraid to do and just doing them, because usually the things you're avoiding are definitely the things that you need to be doing. Again, with good intention. When I say the word need, it's the fact that you don't want to be like forced to do it, but you just want it's something you're avoiding, and you just need to suck it up and do it because that's what needs to be done in your business with good intention and again, love and compassion for yourself. So got into the topic of the masculine feminine energy. Um I've been so serious about all different things in my life personally, the challenges I've been through, I have to make sure that I laugh and smile more often. That was another thing too. I was so serious in my meetings and things like that. They're like, "Put a smile on your face, will you?" So, still, like, being on my game in a rational state of mind to do what I'm doing, still have fun at the same time, but set aside my feelings because you have to set aside your feelings or your fears when you're talking business or networking. Um, so I have to learn to tap a little bit into sort of my feminine energy, a little bit of some of that fun feminine energy that I sort of lost over the time. And kind of Molly's is the opposite a little bit. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and that whole topic.
Yes, I firmly believe that it's through discomfort that you experience the quickest acceleration of growth. And you sometimes discomfort can show up as just, I love what you said about courage. Discomfort requires you to be committed and to be courageous, right? And so it's so interesting because one aha moment that I've had, and it's only been a few weeks into 2024, y'all, and so it's really telling, it's a tall tale sign that I'm experiencing massive growth for myself. I've come to realize that when I think about, because everyone has feminine and masculine energy, and I naturally lean heavy on my feminine, in the sense of when we're talking about networking events, right? I like to be the person to receive. I like to observe. I like to sit back. I like to share my knowledge and be seen as a thought leader, and to just allow for the connections to flow through and things of that nature. And what is uncomfortable for me, you guys even tell I'm like pausing. You can see it. There are moments where I need to lean into my masculine. Like I was just telling Jen, I can hang with the rest of the guys. Like, come on, Molly, what are you so afraid of? It's okay. Start going to networking events that aren't just for women, right? Naturally, I feel really comfortable networking with a group of women. Why? Because we all bring more feminine energy for the most part. As soon as I go into the polarizing network and there's a lot more men, I'm like, oh, do I belong here? I don't know. And I'm like, no, shake it off, right? It's okay. You belong here. Tap into your masculine energy. You have that. You have it. So lean in. Time to be uncomfortable.
Perfect example. Perfect example. Um, I was gonna tap into something you said there too. It'll probably come back to me. The other topic, I agree with all of those things, so I'll let the thought come back to me because it disappeared. The next one I had was about taking risks in your business, the entrepreneurship mentality, and doing the things. So I wanted to go back to this. It's a podcast that I listen to and I often recommend to people. It's called Mindset Mentor with Rob Dial. And he had a whole episode on, are you doing the thing? So many people, this was his example was, you want to run a marathon and you're going to go study the best shoes and you're going to go talk to the runners and you're going to plan out a program, but are you actually doing the thing? So what I learned in my coaching program too was I worked on a schedule for 12 hours a day for 6 weeks on a 30-minute increments with quantifiable measurements. And after 3 weeks of doing that, I was like, holy crap, this is what I signed up for. And so you learn to be extremely productive when you work on a schedule. You're not just busy, you're very productive. And then, in those hours of the day, you don't want to waste time with researching, reading, and another word is ruminating. So you could do all those things, but where are you focusing your energy? Are you really doing all the things to do what you need to do? Are you doing your lead gen as you speak of? Are you really getting in front of people and doing presentations? Are you meeting with 12 people a week? Are you putting out valuable content? Are you actually doing the things? Or are you hanging out, researching, reading, and ruminating? So doing all the things that make you, or taking risks, if you will, um, being being able to be stubborn about what you're doing and be determined, but don't be stupid about your decisions at the same time in your business. You don't have to invest in all these different things to be successful. You just really need to be able to articulate the value of what you do and be able to articulate that to people and not have to um kind of lost how where I was going with that. But nonetheless, being smart enough to do things, but not being too stupid to make the wrong decisions in your business and just focus on the right activities that need to be done. So taking risks and going with that.
Absolutely. I say this to my clients all the time: death by learning. Because that's that, what are you what more do you need to learn? When you can understand that doing, when you actually execute and you implement and you do something, that is the highest form of learning,
Yes.
then you stop looking for all of the answers. I love that analogy in that podcast, right? To hell do you need to go and look at shoes for? Just put the shoes on and start running. You're going to find
Yes.
out real soon, right?
Yes.
And you're going to train your body. And before you know it, you're going to start, really feeling good about that. And full circle to courage and confidence, when you are willing to take the risks, right? Or what I also call take a chance on yourself,
Yeah.
that opens the doors. It first starts with a decision, right? You have your choices, then you make a decision,
Yes. Yes.
then you make that courageous decision, which
Yes.
then helps you to increase your courage. And when you do something courageous, it increases your confidence.
Yes.
That right
Yes.
there, right? That's the reason why all of my coaching programs is doing by and then learning, not learning that way. You learn by doing. So
Yes.
everything that I do, everything that I teach my clients for that reason is okay. So this is what we're going to do today, like literally to do today.
Yes.
Pull this out, do this. We're going to do this today. This is how we're going to do it. What did you glean from it? What did you, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Exactly. Let's
Yes.
take action first. Learn by doing.
Yes. Yes, I like that, and it made me think of, again, everything always ties together. So some of the things I teach in my coaching program have to do with, the will and the determination and the power of choice and decision, and so that actually comes up quite a bit in that the power of decision. Um, I made the decision in February of 20 to take this journey. I didn't know I'd be where I am today. I learned through doing very hard things, very challenging things is a better choice. Um, Nobody thinks they wanna go work on a schedule for 12 hours a day for 6 weeks straight while you're a single mom at the time and working a full-time job at the same time. Um, I did very challenging things to learn and learn by doing. So, it just all goes together. So the power of making that choice to be in a coaching program, the power of the choice of where it leads you today too. So like, it gets more into the personal realm, but choosing to be with my at the time husband when I was 21 years old, and I didn't know today I'd be standing here today without him. It's the power of decision because a lot of me shifting into where I am today, has a lot to do with the fact that I'm no longer married. So that's I don't want to get too far into it, but the power of one decision, the fact that I stepped into entrepreneurship and chose myself and doing something different, doing very scary things led me to where I am today, and it's actually not a bad thing because I chose me, and I chose what was best for me in my future, so the power of one decision is an extremely powerful piece, so we will close out with that.
Yes.
Anything else
Love
you'd like
that.
to add?
No, all I'm saying is, to your point, Valentine's Day is my happy I quit my job anniversary.
Yes, it is.
And it's that one decision. So I will,
Yes. Yes,
it is
yes,
right
yes.
there. I'm feeling it.
Perfect.
I'm
I
feeling it.
love it. Well, thank you all for joining us today. We hope that we've brought tons of value to your life and join us at the next time for our next topic. I've been now releasing these by the second Friday of each month. So thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of your day.